pay no mind to that delay, people. Although, speaking of minds, we are talking about the next time. And it is Martian Manhunter versus the Silver Surfer.
Piccolo lives!
Now.
Yeah, for now. This time. So, on one hand, yeah, people, if you saw our Lads live episode last year, people, you would know I was one of the people that was wanting Martian Manhunter versus Piccolo. But I will admit, when this episode was announced, I was like, okay, this is unique. And after all,
Yeah, I won't.
Silver Surfer was a character I struggled to kind of think of a good matchup for. But I feel as though this one's been staring at us in the face this whole time, and it's actually a brilliant matchup.
It's just hard to see because it's giant and silver. Kinda hard to see a face in that.
But yeah, so Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer. Another Marvel vs. DC fight, but this isn't really one I've seen talked about. Whenever I hear... When it comes to Martian Manhunter, it's either him paired up with Vision, or him paired up against Piccolo. I'm pretty sure there's some other ones in there, but those are the two I always saw.
I think there's another one that I've seen. I can't remember his name, but he's also from Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of Marvel alien-like characters. But yeah.
Wait, or is it a guy from DC that people are requesting for Vision?
Oh, right. No, that's Red Thunder.
Wait, I thought it was Red Tornado.
Red Tornado, yeah, sorry. Think of another character.
Red Thunder is a off-brand soda product, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, so... Yeah, Red Tornado versus Vision, so that's another one which, hey, I'm down for that. Mostly because I want to root for my boy Vision.
I think it's time we talk about one of the original Justice League members.
Yep, and... Boy, do I have some things to say about this character. So, who is Martian Manhunter? AKA John Johns. And if you're wondering how you spell his name, J-O-N-N, and his second name, J-O-N-Z-Z. But people just call him John, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, English is not exactly his specialty.
Actually, to be fair though, he speaks fluent English. Now, my introduction to Martian Manhunter was the Justice League cartoon, when he was found by Batman and Superman, and he teamed up with them to form the Justice League. And, of course, one of my favourite episodes is when he spends Christmas with Superman. Seriously, it's a really wholesome episode. I love it.
Oh, that moment when he gets the sweater.
Oh,
Still a
don't.
great moment.
That melts my heart. Now, so it seems to be we're going through a reoccurring thing of people that have suffered. So, what sad origin story did Martian Manhunter suffer? Did he lose his wife? Did he lose his family? Yes, and yes, he lost his entire civilization. Everyone he knows is dead. Just, yeah, sucks for him. And yeah, honestly, poor Martian Manhunter, like, his early days were not great. But he found a family within the Justice League. Now, Martian Manhunter, his main gimmick is that he's telepathic. At least that's how his original superhero thing was. Like, he can fly and shoot lasers, because, you know, every superhero back then needed to. But
It's like how every hero in the 60s had their own cave headquarters.
pretty much.
Or a car.
I'm wondering if Martian Manhunter had a car.
Quick, to the space mobile!
To the Martian bicycle. Actually, I feel like he's the type of hero that would say to the Martian submarine. I don't know, I feel like that would be the one.
No, Aquaman had the submarine.
Of course he had a submarine.
I told you about it.
Yeah, I forgot.
So he would be like to the Mars rover.
Jesus Christ. You know, I'm just going to quickly Google it. Does Martian Manhunter have his own car?
Can you imagine he's the only member of the Justice League to have an off-road specific vehicle, though?
He's got to have, like, a spaceship or something.
It'd be like, Wonder Woman, I have an invisible plane. Batman, I have the Batmobile. Martian Manhunter, I have the Mars rover. I can climb rocks with it.
Alright. It doesn't seem like he does. At least there is one for Hot Wheels, but Hot Wheels make cars for everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, so okay, so Martian Manhunter is just one of those classics that never got his own car.
Rip.
Oh well, not the end of the world. Well, except for Martian Manhunter's world.
Depression.
So how powerful is Martian Manhunter? Well,
A lot.
yeah, I kind of had an idea how powerful he is, but before we get more into it, we'll talk about Silver Surfer. He is said to be the most powerful man on Earth, and guess who said that?
Fucking Superman.
Yep, Superman claims Martian Manhunter's stronger than him. I was like, oh. Okay, then I'm very interested to learn more, because my whole idea was that Superman's the most powerful within the Justice League, and he's like the go-to when the shit goes wrong, but... In fact, Martian Manhunter has even been stated he could wipe out the Justice League. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, and even Batman's contingency plan doesn't work on him anymore. And even Batman still...
Oh, well, rip a joke I was gonna make when you guys were debating.
In fact, I think even Batman stated that he still has yet to come up with a new... I mean, this is before the rebooted timeline, like the newer one, so things could change there, but in Rebirth, Batman was still trying to figure out a way to stop Martian Manhunter. So it's like, huh. Okay then, this is kind of interesting. I never expected him to be this powerful. But before we get to that, Sean, since you're a big Marvel fan, I mean, mate as well, but Sean seems to be more into Silver Surfer than any of us.
The Silver Surfer, cowabunga, dude. If you think his origin story is as being a surfer, dude, well, you're wrong.
Well, it wasn't the
But I
superhero
don't
squad.
blame you. Okay, the Silver Surfer. He was originally an astronomer named Norrin Rod on the planet Zenla.
How is it he has the more normal name compared to Jonathan John?
Well, one day on the planet Zenla, do you know who came to visit for a quick bite to eat? No, it wasn't Thor. No, not Thanos. Close. Fucking Galactus.
Oh yeah, the big boy, literally.
And Ron actually saved his world by convincing Galactus not to eat his planet. In exchange, he became a herald of Galactus.
Yeah, man, that just sucks. Just ensure that your whole race lives. You have to wipe out other civilizations just so your race can live. That is depressing. And honestly, I think in terms of like sympathetic villains, I think that is definitely a villain I feel the most sorry for in Marvel.
Well, it wasn't all bad initially, because good old Norman here was able to get a power from Galactus. A tiny portion of Galactus' power, cosmic to be exact. This
Yeah,
gave
we
our boy
hear a lot of stuff about that on Death Battle.
And now, just like the Phoenix Force, we're finally going to see it in action.
Yeah, this man got a shiny new cover, a brand new surfboard that you can't buy anywhere else, even in California.
Question.
Yes.
Is the power cosmic why he's naked?
I think it's I don't think he's naked under actually his metallic exterior. He just chooses to have that.
It was early superheroes, mate. It was cheaper just to have him just be pure white.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds that, I don't know, Boomstick's gonna make a joke about him being naked?
Oh, he's guaranteed
However-
to do that.
And, well, one of the downsides is that Rod had to go and scout planets for Galactus to eat. And when he ran into Earth, guess which superhero team he ran into? No, seriously, guess. There's a lot.
My familiar is in the cartoon, he first met the Fantastic Four.
And you would be right.
Oh, really? Okay. I just thought it was just one of those cartoons that just shoved in a cameo. In fact, didn't Silver Surfer have his own cartoon alongside them?
Yeah, Surfer met up with the Fantastic Four, and with the help of the Fantastic Four, specifically, he eventually became a really good friend of Johnny's,
Is this just...
The Fantastic Four helped him rediscover his nobility of spirit, to which he eventually betrayed Galactus. But because he felt so guilty about it, he exiled himself from Earth as his own punishment.
So I have to ask though, did Galactus decide to go back on his deal and destroy his planet? I mean, wasn't that the whole deal? Like, as long as he served Galactus, his planet could live?
As far as I'm aware, in later renditions, Galactus did eventually take over Surfer's planet
Oof, that
and will
sucks.
consume it. And that kind of helped the Fantastic Four push Surfer to betray Galactus.
Ah, okay then. So I was going to say, like, I mean, Galactus is kind of a god. So Silver Surfer's like, I don't serve you anymore. Alright then, is that a planet of yours? Not anymore. Come.
Well, keep in mind, Surfer has part of Galactus' power. Not a lot of it, but he still can contend with Galactus with a small portion of that power.
Yeah, and they've mentioned before on Death Battle that Galactus can destroy the multiverse as a byproduct of his vassals.
Interesting. So, okay. So, Silver Surfer, the only renditions I've really seen from my childhood was the one from Superhero Squad, a really underrated Marvel show. It freaking features Doctor Doom's mum, who also dresses like Doctor Doom, but just has like mother-style hair.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even kidding. Hold on, I need
To
to
put that on screen.
Hold on, let me get on screen now. So, Sean, you keep on talking about Silver Surfer. I'm going to get that image up.
Well, he became really good friends with Johnny Storm. So much so that it stated that he could have definitely felt Johnny Storm's absence from halfway across the entire universe if he was gone.
Damn. Also, wait, before you continue on, I want to hear your reaction to this. Here it is.
Okay, what is it now? What the actual fuck? Dr. Doom's grandma!
No, that's his actual mother.
Granny
Victor,
Doom.
Victor, honey, we have guests over. Help me vacuum the floor. But
No,
Mom,
but
no
no.
buts, Victor Von Doom.
It's even funnier. Look at the cape. You know how he has to have his cape held up by those golden things? She has a necklace that's a parody of it. But the fact she wears the mask as well.
He has lipstick on the mask. What the fuck?
So yeah, Superhero Squad featured the Silver Surfer, and his whole gimmick was that he was a Californian, like, accent-styled surfer. He goes like, rare dude. I'm assuming the actual Silver Surfer, there was nothing like that.
Oh, definitely not.
And I just want to throw out there, my first exposure to the Silver Surfer was that one Fantastic Four movie.
Okay, I will say,
Oh.
kind of a hot take. Compared to Fan Four Stick, I definitely prefer the duology of those Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, for sure.
In fact, Silver Surfer, man, was so cool in that film. Like, I remember when Johnny Blaze was chasing him.
And he just goes through that building.
Or at one point, he just
Hi, how are
goes
ya?
upside down on his surfboard. Like, his surfboard just looks at him and he's like, really? You're still chasing
Or the
me?
way he just... Or like later on when he absorbs that missile.
Oh my god, seriously, man, that Silver Surfer... listen, MCU, please portray Silver Surfer as badass as he was in that film. Say your faults about those films, you can't deny the Silver Surfer bits are awesome. Like, I've watched, in fact, on YouTube, they have like millions of views, so it's clear people do like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Surfer has gotten a pretty good audience.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't he like one of the most popular like antagonists for a while, and then he got so popular they made him his own series? That's a reoccurring
I
thing
mean,
of classic Marvel.
Yeah, especially the design. Like, his designs also stayed pretty consistent throughout all the years.
Oh, he never got the Lobo treatment. God, New 52 Lobo, man.
We don't speak of that.
Neither do DC. Jesus Christ.
Surfer's a good guy when his heart's in the right place. But if he's a herald like Galactus and you are visited by him, your planet is probably going to be fucked.
Yeah. Oh god, they really did him dirty in the Marvel comic Zombies. Like, he deals with zombie Iron Man, gets his head bitten off by Giant Man. I'm like, seems kind of shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, that's kind of a shit way for such a powerful character to go out. In fact, no joke, you kind of question how that happens. He can stay in the air, and yet he gets eaten. It's like, really? I mean, Marvel Zombies, you have to suspend your disbelief a bit to understand, like, hey, how does a character like Wolverine become a zombie? Or Ghost Rider. Yes, even Ghost
Or
Rider.
Deadpool.
Yeah, and yes, I'm not even kidding. Yes, Ghost Rider also became a zombie. Don't question it. Marvel Zombies is weird. It's also kind of awesome. So, okay, so we kind of danced around it. Shall we talk about their feats? Because I've read up a few comics I still own of Martian Manhunter, but I had to go onto some forums to get some ideas, and wow. I think when we were going to do this, I had my idea who I'm going for. Not so much anymore.
I wonder, should we, I kind of want to get, like, a little something out of the way before we start talking about, like, feats and stuff.
Sure.
Okay, so with this being another Marvel and DC fight, I realized a little something, and I'm starting to get Season 7 flashbacks.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying in your reaction.
Yeah, of the 8 episodes so far, 4 of them feature a Marvel and or DC character.
Okay.
Welcome to finding opponents is easier in comics.
Yeah, and to be honest, mate, a lot of the other matchups were their most popular requests, like Rocket versus Stitch and everything like that. Ant-Man versus Atom, that was held off for so long, which I feel as though they should have done that way sooner. But, I mean, Raven versus Phoenix, I'm still not too hyped for that episode, but I get why they did it. But, I'll be honest, I'm always down for a Marvel versus DC fight, even if it spans it. If they can come up with, like, unique ones, like this one, I've never really seen many people talk about it. It's, honestly, and these characters have so much in common that it really is surprising I've never considered it.
Yeah, I just wanted to address that, because, like, let's not repeat Season 7 where it's, like, half the episodes.
I feel as though it's not as bad. Like, we've definitely gotten some more banger episodes this season. I mean, we've also had a bit more of a balance now. Like, we're getting, like, anime, we're getting Star Wars and stuff. So, it's not as bad as Season 7's.
I know it might seem soon, but consider the fact that this episode's probably the first one that was ready out of everything that's coming after it.
Yeah, maybe.
Plus, you gotta remember, we're still getting Alex versus Cole, and we're getting Discord versus Bill eventually.
Yeah, so there were only 6 mystery episodes left.
Yeah. So, right then. So, let's get into some feats of Martian Manhunter. So, the first thing I saw on his, like, respect thread, oh, he didn't do anything fancy. He just flew into a black hole and managed to escape it. Oh. Now, okay, so his superpowers, actually, I should probably get to. So, he can fly, of course, and of course his main gimmick is he's a telepath. And I'll go into more things he could do with his mind powers, because, yeah, I can kind of see why the Justice League kind of fear and respect him. But his other thing he can go intangible. We're getting some Obito flashbacks. So he can make it so you try and punch him, you would go through him, or he could do a reverse flash and just put his hand through you and crush your heart. And the other things he can do, he can also grow his limbs and shapeshift. He could go into like normal people, like if he wanted to impersonate a human, or he could just give himself spike hands and impale you. So it's not as crazy as like something like what was that one Fantastic Four villain? Was it Super Skrull, I think his name was?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like that when he can just like grow his body like Mr. Fantastic and create all these weapons and stuff like that. But if he wanted to make his hand like spikes or sharper, he can do that. But he can't go like Carnage and like, you know, deform his body into like a giant liquid monster or something like that. No, that's more of Plastic Man's thing. And I'm very curious what they're going to do with Plastic Man in Death Battle.
Are we ready for Plastic Man versus Luffy, boys?
I'm not hyped. I want Naruto versus Luffy.
I feel like they are definitely building up to that one. In fact, if I remember right, they did that on Death Battle Cast, and Luffy won.
I think he's gotten really overpowered now. Like, people are even now debating if Super Saiyan Goku can even beat him now, and I'm just thinking, what the hell's gone on in One Piece? So,
Year 5.
Now, the other thing about Martian Manhunter is he's been able to tag the Flash. And not only that, he even managed to one-shot Raven when she was going insane. You know, no one important, just someone who managed to wipe out the Phoenix. If you agree with that result, but I was like, hold on a minute, this man's defeated Raven? And this wasn't like, oh, is this like older Raven who wasn't as powerful? No, this was like newer Raven who discovered her full potential. He's got heat vision, because of course he does. And now, do you remember how I mentioned the whole telepathic thing? He can do a lot with that. He can, of course, speak to you through your mind, as go full-on Xavier. And no one on this podcast said Xavier doesn't deserve to be loved. Definitely not.
Uh-huh.
And, but he can also just straight up mindfuck you, basically. So he could basically just cause you to have like a massive migraine, or even just make you go completely insane, like mess with your brain waves and stuff like that. Or he could just mentally shut you down and make you a vegetable. Which has even been stated, he could do that to the Justice League, including Superman. It's like...
That's horrifying.
It's like, this man could just straight up say, you dead, and you dead. And not only that, no other character can match Martian Manhunter's telepathic abilities. Not even mystical characters like Trigon, apparently. Now, of course, there's never been from all the forms I've seen, there's nothing been said about Trigon, so it's only been stated that not even Trigon can mentally mess with Martian Man. Now, that was said in a cartoon, and we all know how cartoons can be very different from, like, the official source material. So, you know...
Teen Titans Go!
Yeah, so it could... Even like the original Teen Titans, like, a lot of things were contradicting to the comic books, like, you know, Raven being able to defeat this character whose main gimmick is light. It turns out he's weak to Raven, but in the comic, it's complete opposite. Raven's actually weak to him. So, it could be a contradiction like that. Maybe Trigon couldn't get into his mind in the cartoon. So, they're obviously going to focus more on the comic book variations. And in terms of its durability, well, have you guys ever heard of a Green Lantern called Kilowog?
Yeah, who survived the crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep, Martian Manhunter was able of going one-on-one with him and winning. It's like, okay, you defeated a man that survived the multiverse collapsing. It's like, fair enough. He's gone on one-on-one with Shazam, Black Adam, Zod, Superman, and he's even taken on Superboy and Raven at the same time, even incapacitating them both. And also, despite the fact, oh, his whole weakness is fire. Yeah, it turns out he's developed more ways of surviving against fire.
Real quick, can I just say, yeah, fire is everyone's weakness. It's fucking fire.
I mean, that's true.
Almost everyone's weakness.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone knows the British can survive fire. Because I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, he once fought someone while flying close to the sun. And he flew into the sun. So, I think their whole fire weakness isn't really a guarantee anymore. Like, oh yeah, that's what will put him down. And, yeah, in terms of like how fast he is, well, he has the ability to fly from his home planet Mars to Earth in a matter of minutes. And even then, he's shown he can keep up with someone like Superman, who in turn can keep up with Wonder Woman, who is capable of tagging Reverse Flash. This is why I really hate scaling.
Also, they mentioned in Raven v Twilight, Superman once flew so fast he broke the bounds of infinity.
Yeah. Martian Manhunter is not a pushover. And in terms of his feats, he has of course managed to... He's gone one-on-one with Doomsday. Now you may be thinking, Doomsday's nothing powerful. Oh, it's not like he defeated Darkseid with a single punch, defeated the Spectre. Oh, and at one point broke out of the Phantom Zone with a punch, which in itself is its own universe. No, going one-on-one with Doomsday is nothing. Yeah, I'm sure. But of course, he is capable of even keeping up with the Flash, and at one point managed to grab the Flash as he was running with the Speed Force. And, of course, this feat that's been talked about, with the help of Wonder Woman Superman, he was able to move the Earth. And he is said to be and of course, Superman has said Martian Manhunter is the strongest on Earth. And yet he holds back so much, so I'm looking forward to seeing Martian Manhunter just all out in this fight. And I think the main thing that's going to be his key thing is his ability to go, his telepathic abilities is one thing, but also the ability to just phase through things. He can also go invisible, which makes me wonder why he doesn't utilize that more. Obviously because, well, broken. But let's hear the Silver Surfer's feats, Sean, and then we'll do our 60 seconds.
Surfer. The Silver Surfer, powered by the power cosmic from Galactus. Which, by the way, he is able to absorb that back if it's ever taken away from him. Even a Doombot, even Doom's tried that, and Silver Surfer's like, no, that's mine, gimme, asshole.
Yeah, Doom has a habit of stealing that power.
I mean, I don't blame him, really. I mean, having the power of a god is, worthwhile.
Silver Surfer is absurd. For example, we were talking about speed earlier. How about the time Silver Surfer broke the speed of light so hard, he time traveled across the future, and eventually was later able to time travel across multiple universes?
Oh, damn. He's got his own boom tube.
Jesus Christ.
And you may think, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. How about the time Thor headbutted Silver Surfer, and you know what happened? Thor bled, and Silver Surfer was fine.
Oh, damn.
Fucking hell.
Can you get that panel? I want to see that. That sounds awesome.
Let me see here. I'm pulling up the Reddit thread that I got this one from.
I want to see that comment, man. Like, Thor, the God of Thunder, headbutting someone, hurts himself.
Yeah, who outmuscled a multiversal tree to prevent Armageddon.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Jesus.
Silver Surfer is completely unfazed.
Oh, obviously we know Silver Surfer can take on the likes of Thor, Galactus, and even Ego, all that fun stuff. His body itself is actually kind of insane. His body has been stated to be, and I quote, to burn brighter than 10 suns.
And yet a bunch of zombies were able to eat him.
But that's not the main comic line now, is it?
True, because I feel as though if this Silver Surfer went up against those zombies, they'd be fucked.
The thing about the power cosmic, it also makes sure that Silver Surfer doesn't need things like food, water, or even rest.
So he
Okay,
does.
so infinite stamina. Ladies. Or dudes, whatever he's into.
Nah, that's Iceman.
Believe it or not, people have tried to take over Silver Surfer's mind just because of how much power he's had. And more times than not, they failed.
Ah, so it kind
Just
of.
from the likes of the Carnage symbiote, pretty impressive sometimes. The Wraith Queen, who has the ability to steal the mind-stealing tongue, which failed to work on Silver Surfer. Heck, not even Mephisto could affect him.
What? Mephisto couldn't even use his powers and hurt the Silver Surfer?
He couldn't trap Silver Surfer's mind, essentially.
Yes, he's like a reality warper. Like, he could do anything he wants, really.
Didn't he also have a stalemate with Galactus?
And hey, how about, remember the Microverse? Guess what? Silver Surfer can go there too.
Damn, interesting.
Does that mean we're gonna get an Ant-Man Awesome cameo?
Maybe.
Here's the Mephisto thing that I was talking about. From button. There we go.
Oh, this is old school comics as well.
Silver Surfer's not a pushover.
No, he really isn't, man.
His blasts have also been capable of destroying ships and buildings to the atomic level.
Ooh, impressive.
believe it or not, y'all know Rogue. Guess what? Rogue can't absorb Silver Surfer. As crazy as that is.
The girl who can incapacitate Thor just by holding onto him long enough. Yet Silver Surfer's completely unfazed by this power.
And hasn't she taken Juggernaut's power before too?
And to prove my point, here's the comic panel.
Wow. You know, I can see why Marvel don't really do a lot of movies with this character, because he would honestly, he's kind of like the pre-crisis Superman. He could just basically do what he wants.
Surfer's done a lot of crazy shit.
Man.
From time traveling while fighting people like Thor, to traveling to the microverse, to even, where's this one? Respecting women.
Now that is a big feat during the early day superheroes.
Hell
You want
yeah.
that comic panel too, Bill?
I don't think I'm going to do that joke again. I've gotten some flack for it.
Fair enough. Overall, though, you'll be surprised on how insane Silver Surfer is.
Man, the Avengers really scored big getting this guy on their team. Here's a question though.
I mean,
How did Deadpool and
after
Deadpool
they
kills
convinced
the...
him to leave exile,
Yeah, I was just gonna make a joke question. Like, how did Deadpool and the Punisher kill him in their Deadpool and Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe series? I want to know this.
I don't know, comic science.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool I could kind of think of something. I'm wondering, how did the Punisher kill the Silver Surfer? He's quite OP actually.
Just a little bit.
And I think that's kind of interesting with this matchup. I think it is going to be like two OP characters from their respective series going at it.
Yeah, that's a way to look at it. I think I'm ready to make a case for why Silver Surfer.
And I'm ready for a case with Martian Manhunter. I'll be honest, I am already kind of split on this one, so I'm pretty much trying to think of something at the top, not top head. I'm trying to go through all my notes and try and think of like a convincing argument, but I can see this going both ways.
Are you both ready?
I am ready. What episode is it? Is it Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer?
Correct.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going first.
Mm-hmm.
I am ready.
And go.
Martian Manhunter is perhaps one of the most powerful Justice League members, just on the principle of his telepathic abilities, his flight, and the capability of matching all these other powerful heroes and villains. The fact he holds back a lot shows that he could potentially wipe out the whole Justice League on his own. The fact even Batman, the greatest detective and the brilliant mind of Earth in DC, still has yet to figure out how to stop him, yet has made contingency plans for Darkseid, Trigon, Superman, really goes to show the type of power they're dealing with. His ability to go up against the Flash, Doomsday and Darkseid shows that he's capable of keeping up with multiversal threats. I think his ability to go intangible might be helpful, and his telepathic might be something that Silver Surfer's just not prepared for. Overall, I just think Martian Manhunter is going to hit Silver Surfer off his board and... Space pun! I don't know. Make space mean out of him. I don't know. At least
You know what? You could have said and surf away with this win. Or,
Oh, fuck!
I don't know. And ride the waves of victory. Or,
Shit, man. It's hard to make a pun when you've got like a few seconds after your speech. Wait, with the power of editing, I could just do this. And Martian Manhunter is gonna escape this victory surfing away on the waves of victory. I mean, you guys can end up calling this out on Twitter and stuff like that, so...
I can also just tell people that we know that will watch this.
I mean, I could easily just edit those out. Oh, wait, no, he's talking about actually talking to people. Fair enough. Alright, we'll keep it in. Just for this gag.
Alright, Sean, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 60 seconds on the clock, and go.
The Martian Manhunter is going to Herald in comparison to Norrin here. With Norrin's insane body temperature, how is Martian Manhunter going to even hit him successfully if he's 10 times harder than the sun? There's also the fact that mental resistance-wise, Martian Manhunter I don't think is as powerful as someone like Mephisto or the Wraith Queen. Who can't even pierce his mind. Not to mention, even if Martian Manhunter has a way to steal Surfer's powers, he can just get him right back. Or hell, despite the fact Martian Manhunter can be intangible, the Silver Surfer can go to the microverse, or just travel across other dimensions or in the past to find a weakness. I think overall, the defenses and insane heat from Silver Surfer are just way too much for John to handle. So surf's up, John. Hope you likes the silver medal.
God damn, that was way better than mine.
That's all I got, man.
You still have like 10 seconds.
And plus, even if he loses his surfboard, he can always just conjure it right back, making the wave riding never end.
God damn, man, he's way better at this than I am. I hate going up against Sean in the 60 seconds. It's not the fact sometimes he might not even win the debate, but he wins the pun.
Okay, so
right,
who is winning this fight?
Okay.
May I start, because I have a decision made.
Alright then. I too have actually not really. I'm still kind of debating it, really.
I will be going with the Silver Surfer. The stats-wise, they're even, honestly. But power and defense-wise, I gotta give it to Surfer.
Fair enough. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it usually comes down to just like abilities and whatnot at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with the power cosmic keeping him constantly in the fight.
Yeah. So I was going into this thinking this does feel a little one-sided for Martian Manhunter, but after reading the respect thread, it is a tricky one. So, and after learning about Silver Surfer's infinite stamina, that's the thing, right? I do believe Martian Manhunter can deliver a killing blow. Other characters have done it before. I just think he either would have to go for the ability to go intangible and just hit something vital, because Silver Surfer doesn't have a healing factor, does he?
He does.
Oh, he does.
Of course he does.
How broken is it though? Like, is it on like Deadpool levels where even if his head goes kaboomy, he could just reforge it?
Where is it? Yeah, he's able to heal his own injuries. Like whenever he gets cut on his hand, he can just be like, "Oh, power cosmic." Whoop.
Alright, that was everything. Martian Manhunter does have a healing factor too, but I'm pretty sure if you were to disintegrate him, he's dead. But it's
I think
really...
most things would be dead if you disintegrated them.
Oh, except for Margin Boo.
No, but I mean like nothing left. And that is how Boo died.
Well, to be fair, he was also hit by the Spirit Bomb, which destroys evil, so that kind of helped. But
I think I might have something that might convince Bill to pick Surfer if I'm allowed to put this little thing in.
oh no, you're not allowed to bring that 1 feet up. Because I want you to take it
easy. Do you
easy.
want to see it?
Because to be honest, you want to take it easy on me, I'm sure.
Here you go. Here's him shifting himself out of the phase of reality.
Wait, what?
That is actually quite impressive. Wait, is that how he originally looked?
Yep.
As weird it is to say,
Huh.
despite this one having more design, I think I kind of prefer the Silver Surfer's actual proper design.
But still, I feel like they both have ways and defenses that it's going to be hard for one of them to take advantage of.
Yeah, I do say, if Martian Manhunter can knock the Silver Surfer off his board and keep him away from it, then he wins. Because that's the thing, Silver Surfer's powerful, but it's mostly in the board. If he loses that, then he's basically
It's
fucked.
mostly the power cosmic that gives Surfer the power, not the board.
Oh, well, that's where the power came from, the board as well. Like, that's where it was infused. Maybe I heard that wrong
Not
from you.
really.
Okay, I might have just misinterpreted what you were saying. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. So I'm thinking, though, with that said, I do think Silver Surfer might win. I say might, 'cause I'm still kind of convinced that Martian Manhunter can score a win. But I do think this is going to be a pretty tough fight to decide a winner. I think this is as close to, like, Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch. So
You need to flip a coin.
no, I think I'm going to commit. Sean convinced me. I think Silver Surfer's going to win. But if Martian Manhunter wins, I'm not going to be surprised.
I don't think any of us are going to be surprised. But welcome
Same,
to the
honestly.
welcome to the Surfer side, bruh.
Yeah, I think Silver Surfer needs to basically completely destroy Martian Manhunter, and Martian Manhunter needs to land a killing blow on Silver Surfer, like hitting something vital, and maybe that could kill him, or doing the exact same thing. If he can remove that power from him, but you mentioned he can also restore power, and I think the infinite stamina is going to play a big part, because Martian Man doesn't have infinite stamina. Sure, he can keep up with characters like the Flash and Wonder Woman, but even they have a limit. So, I think I am going with Silver Surfer. So, mate, are you going to commit to your Marvel thing?
So, if their stats are even, then much like with, Scarlet Witch, Zatanna, Raven Phoenix, it's going to come down to how their abilities counter one another. And it sounds like Silver Surfer has those counters. Like, he can protect his mind from the likes of Mephisto, so that's a counter to Martian Manhunter's whole thing. And as for, like, the phasing thing, well, Sean brought up Silver Surfer being able to phase out of reality. However the hell that works.
It's comic books. I ain't gotta explain shit.
True. So I think it'd just be a matter of time before Silver Surfer lands the killing blow. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Silver Surfer as well.
Welcome to the Surfer Club.
Alright, and 3 for the silver. Let's hope we don't get the silver medal in our prediction, and turns out, oh, Martian Manhunter could do all this too. It's like,
Well,
shit.
last time we all voted for a guy with silver in his name, he won.
That is true.
I think with this, you can go either way for sure.
It is a really tough matchup. I was really going into this. Okay, Silver Surfer must win this, right? He has the power of Cosmic, and he's even capable of hurting Galactus. This is probably the most split I've ever been with the death battles this year, this season, I should say. So
Yeah,
I was split on Obito versus Vader, but I just felt as though Obito's chakra and intangibility would guarantee him the win, and I was right. So in this case, though, it seemed like a similar case. Because he has infinite stamina, whereas Martian Manhunter doesn't, I think it's just a matter of time before he just overtaxes him.
I think what surprised me the most was just how much defense Silver Surfer has, because we don't see him that much, so it's hard to say like exactly what he takes on whenever he's on stage.
I'm just looking forward to when this is only just a portion of what Galactus can do. Think of when we finally see that character in action.
And this animation have a chase scene though. Can you imagine that?
Oh, they have to go flying through the city at one point, man.
Oh, you know what? Here's an idea. Say Silver Surfer wins. What if it's him marking a planet for Galactus, and then boom, the season finale is Galactus versus Unicron?
That would be kind of... I thought you were going to go from colder and say, oh, he is going to blow up Martian Manhunter's planet. Alright, at that point, I'd be rooting for Martian Manhunter. It's like, oh, but that's his planet. I mean, they have a good setup for this fight. Like, Silver Surfer looks for planets, Martian Manhunter protects planets, so... It's kind of cruel that they might have to make Silver Surfer the villain in this story. At least it'll make more sense than frickin' Jean Grey saying, oh, I had to kill you, Raven, because you have a demon inside of you. Oh, by the way, let me use this demon that's within me. It's like,
yeah,
a bit hypocritical.
I'm excited for this one, just for people to see how absurd these two are.
Yeah, I'm not just happy Martian Manhunter's getting into Death Battle, because I've wanted him in Death Battle because he's a really underrated character, and I was really looking forward to his DCAU movie, but it got canned because Warner Bros. Were like, nah, we don't want to do it because Zack Snyder's doing it. So, James Gunn, please give Martian Manhunter his own movie. Hell, just let him team up with the Green Lantern, because I know you want to do a Green Lantern movie.